say. And you know, a little change of scenery. It is Vlogmas, so I will be going live practically every day this month in an attempt to grow over here on TikTok, grow over here on YouTube, as well as on TikTok. As you know, any information that you want to know about Black Girl Say Something will be in the description of this episode. So follow us on TikTok, like us on Facebook, and of course, you know, if you're seeing it over here on YouTube, we definitely need you to subscribe. Over the last couple of days, it's been an interesting conversation that I've been having about just meeting your goals, setting up your goals, manifestation. But I was walking my dog today, and the most interesting thing happened. So I have a big dog. He's big to most. I am not a dog person by any means, but my dog's name is Tyson. I am a Tyson person, I like to say. I'm not a dog person. The thing about this dog is someone will knock at the door, you will not know we have a dog. He does not bark. He's very much a house dog for the size dog that he is. He's very quiet, and I would say up until recently, as he's gotten older, he's been a little bit more hot, need a little bit more maintenance. But overall, as long as I've been knowing this dog, which is about 15 years, 16 years, he has been pretty low maintenance. But of course, he's what they consider an elder dog. He's an old dog now. So I inherited him. He was my stepdad's dog, my mom's husband. He passed away in 2012, and I've kind of in this dog has kind of been in and out of my house ever since. Um, he lived with me, like I bought my house in 2016. He lived here in like 2017 for a time, even with another dog, had puppies and everything. I think he's had about 3 litters as well. So strangest thing happens today. Anytime he sees like a cat or another small dog, I don't think he would attack the dog, but I always brace myself for caution because as long as I've been knowing this dog, I don't know this dog. He a dog. People will see me walking him and they'll be like, does he bite? I don't know, he a dog. You know? So I'm walking him this morning and I see a small dog. One of my neighbors, they typically let their dog out. That's another thing. I kind of see when other people walk their dogs, and I schedule his walks around the time when other people are not walking their small dogs or even big dogs. So I'm walking him. I see the small dog before he sees the small dog. So I'm putting my muscle on him, and I'm like, let's pick up a little sprint to get to the house because we're like 2 houses away from our house. This little white Maltese with a purple tail chases us all the way to my door. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm trying to make sure my dog don't attack your dog. And she's like laughing or whatever and calling her dog. But I'm like, I'm trying to make sure your dog doesn't attack us or make sure our dog doesn't attack your dog because you see it too often. Oh, also, he's a pit bull boxer mix. So adding that fuel to the fire, too often you see on the news or wherever that a pit bull has attacked a little dog or a person, a kid, whatever. So you always brace yourself with caution. So her dog chases us all the way to the door. And I'm thinking about this and I'm like, what would make that dog chase us in that way? And like we literally had to run because again, me running with my dog is distracting him so he don't see the dog. But this dog was on my heel. And I'm like, get your dog, ma'am. So I say all that to say people can be just as unpredictable. I've known that dog 16 years, known my dog 16 years, and I still brace myself to know like he could potentially bite someone. He could potentially attack. He's never barked. He's never shown any properties of like he would attack. When dogs do run up on him, he does get excited to want to play with them, even as an older dog. So people think he's young, but I'm like, no, he's an old dog. He's not a young dog. But when people ask me, does this dog bite? I don't know. He ain't never bite me, but he a dog. And they be like, oh, you're right. I think about the fact that That dog out of nowhere just started chasing us. Why would you do that? That was so unpredictable. Like for a little dog to be chasing down a big dog. But if we have the same idea when it comes to animals, that they are unpredictable, it's the same idea with people. When you think about things in nature like fruits, if you have a bag of apples and one apple is rotten and that apple touched that apple, or like you have a fruit basket, and it don't even have to be apples to apples. It could be an apple and a pear, and pears go bad fairly quickly. I know because I buy them and I never could finish a whole bag unless I eat one a day or two a day. But if I have a pear that has now begun to rot and it's touching the apple or it's touching the oranges, all the other fruits are going to rot. That's what I talked about in yesterday's episode. You'd have to go back and watch it. But relating that, I want to add to that message, if you're watching this, that when I was talking about how in my previous situation, I couldn't achieve the goals because it's kind of been a series of talking about your goals. Who are the people you're surrounded by? Are they the rotten fruit? Are they the rotten fruit? If you're a good tree that's bearing good fruit, and your fruit is not always going to be your children, your fruit could literally be that book that you want to write. Your fruit could literally be that business you want to start, that career pivot you want to make, going back to school. Like, that's the fruit. The fruit is not finishing school. The fruit is literally the start, saying, hey, I'm going to go back to school. But such as animals are unpredictable, so are people. So I was like, why did that little dog? I was so frustrated and aggravated this morning because of it. Because that really, I didn't anticipate. This was supposed to be a slow stroll morning. This wasn't supposed to be 1,000% cardio, burn my 1,000 calories before I even had breakfast. With a sweatsuit on, and it was a little cold. I couldn't even process my thoughts. And my morning walk is when I typically record my TikTok content. So when I came in the house and I looked at my phone and I seen that I had recorded this little run, I just deleted it because I was so aggravated. I was just so aggravated. And life can be just as unpredictable as that little dog that want to chase me and my big dog. And that really grind my gears this morning. You gonna get no BTS? Show my friend what I'm doing.
Oh, so like she want me to show her friend what she doing.
You can tune into Black Girl Say Something.
She wanna show you what she doing. Girl, now you know it's been up all year. She just redecorated. Let me not say me. Let me not say me before I get
So, the tree has been up all year. It did change every season. We did an Easter tree, which turned out to be our spring tree. We did Valentine's Day. The kids got Valentine's Day gifts under the tree. Christmas and New Year's go together. February had its own thing. March was my daughter's birthday, so it was a spring tree, and then just with a touch of Easter. And it stayed like that It stayed like that from March to May, which was pretty good. I wasn't gonna do no red, white, and blue on my tree. I'm not that dedicated. For like Memorial Day or 4th of July. Then by the time the summer came, I took down like the spring colors and made it more summer. So I did more yellows and pinks because the tree theme was pink, so it's kind of easy to work around the ornaments. And then we did summer. Fall was a good one. That was pretty easy. So then I took down most of the white color balls and the silver, and I left the gold. And then I did like sunflowers and like orange colored flowers, and like a Thanksgiving wreath kind of. It had like fall colors on it. So that was the tree for October and November. And then December is where we are now. And so I was talking to my family, and I was like, "Do y'all want us to take down the tree after Christmas?" And they was like, "No, let's do that again because it keeps us present of the seasons and the months and the moments." But I got a little off topic. So when we're talking about things that are unpredictable, something that I'm learning as the year is coming to a close, I'm learning more about astrology. Um, because it is a science, and I like science. And the planets and the sun and the moon, they do what they need to do. And if you learn about it, you can be prepared. But whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's funny because in the line of work that I used to do, when you get a bunch of crazy patients coming in, they be like, "Oh, it's a full moon. Oh, it's a full moon." And I never understood it. And I'm like, not that they were so heavy into astrology, but think about it. Sometimes you be like, what is going on in the solar, like, not the solar system, you be like, what's going on in the atmosphere? Something going on with the planets. So I'm learning that. I might share the book. I'm still reading it. But I did get the book from Five Below. Five Below have an array of books, y'all. So you can't sleep on Five Below. But I don't know what would make that dog chase me. That stuck with me all day. Chase me and my dog.
Oh, little dogs are just more violent.
Yeah, I'm at a dog room and she told me that. When I told her what kind of dog we have, and I showed her the picture of my son and the dog, because he did a photo shoot for his ninth birthday. The picture's right behind me, so I'll have to look. He did a photo shoot for his ninth birthday with the dog. And she was like, "Oh, these kind of dogs are the best dogs to groom because they don't bite. They're actually very scared to get groomed, and they're good to groom." She said the little dogs. She showed me her arm. You'll swear that girl was doing stuff to herself.
The
Arm.
little dogs be having the focus and they gotta show you they big.
Mm-mm.
That's why that dog chased you down. He gotta show you he big.
Girl, and the way I was running, for me to kick him, Tyson probably would have thought he was attacking me.
Nah,
Because
ain't no dog.
again, because again, if we can have a mindset that dogs are unpredictable, that animals are unpredictable, and there's some people that don't. For example, when I live in South Florida, and when that whatever that was, that lion, the gorillas, the whales, when they attack the people, I don't know why the people be shocked. I'm never shocked.
Them is wild animals.
I'm never shocked. They're animals who are literally held in captivity. And you know what? I, I I'm never shocked. So even with training, even with all of that, oh my God, I'm about to give myself a word. Even with all of that, why we shocked when our kids act up? Oh my gosh, I wasn't gonna go that way with it. I was not gonna go that way with it. I promise I wasn't gonna go that way.
This baby gets
I wasn't even gonna go that way. That's why the dog had to chase me so I could learn my lesson. Is this really happening right now on live? Are we? Is this thing on? I'm fighting for my life.
I'm right there with you, dog.
Oh,
We back to back and just
we in a circle, back to back, surrounded. I'm fighting for my life. That's not me. So I didn't mean to go that way. Wow, that was crazy. I was gonna go somewhere else and I lost my train of thought. I guess this going live thing is
that's why they be acting like that crazy.
because they unpredictable. It's the unpredictability. But the reality is, I think it becomes easier. Boom. Having a conversation with my cousin, I said to her, she called me today and we were talking, and I said, life became so much easier when I stopped trying to make people see my perspective. But also, I think I'll add to that conversation with y'all. Life is so much better when you just understand it's the unpredictability of people's nature. And so even with the training, even with the lesson that's to be learned, it's unpredictable. That's why I'm learning astrology, because you can kind of predict them things. I want to learn whatever else there is to learn that's within my birthright, I should say, because I don't want to learn everything. I did it. My doctorate is an international doctorate, global health, if you will, and I started to learn, like, yeah, a lot of the practices, a lot of the things that we do, not we per se like me, but a lot of the things that have become commercialized, like yoga and a lot of these healing practices, people go and get these certifications to learn how to do these things to monetize. When in reality, if you go to the people who it originated from, they're not even charging you to get some of these practices because they know that they're for healing. And you know, it's the United States. Everything's so commercial. Everything's so money. Let me get a yoga certificate so I can start hosting classes and charge people $30 a person. let, let me open up a healing retreat place. When I started looking at like some of these international places to go for these healing retreats, there's rituals that you have to go to in order for them to allow you even to get in. And it's not a whole lot of money, but then, you know, here we charge so much. But with that being said, I think I said a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch this when it's done because I'm like, wow, it's only been 15 minutes and quite a few gems was dropped. And I know that they blessed me, so I'm hoping that they bless y'all. But with that being said, you know you can tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. And you know what? I might put on my bingo card or my goals at some point down the line that we might be changing from the Fridays. I saw a TikTok, sidebar, I saw a TikTok of a guy saying, listing out what all happens during the week when it comes to media. And forgive me, I didn't know this, but new music is released every Friday. So hence, Black Girls Say Something might just have to move to Mondays because based on what he was talking about in pop culture and like what people look for to listen to during the week, Friday would not be it. And I noticed that my streams are typically higher on Monday and Tuesday. So maybe I could use my Fridays to record, but prior planning prevents poor performance. And if we want the numbers, we got to do what we have to do. It's just me. There's no production team. There is one other person on the team that handles editing, but there's no production team. It's me, my phone, and a what this called? It's not a ring light. It's a light. And scenery. I definitely have been working diligently this year at making sure like portions of the house, a good portion of the house, content can just get recorded. So it's not like, oh, I got to get to this section of the house. Like, I feel like every room in this house has a space. But every room in this house, my son has a little space in his room where he can record content. My daughter has a little space. The living room, the family room, the dining room, even in my room, even from the front door, like we've created spaces where content can be recorded. And any video that you've seen on Black Girl Say Something, I think give or take, the very first video that I recorded, that was on a cruise because that's where I launched the first video. And guess where I'm going? On a cruise for Christmas. So this make year number 3 for me. So I'm very excited about that. But everything you need to know about Black Girl Say Something is going to be in the link of the description of this episode. And catch me tomorrow. I don't know what time, y'all. I just try to kind of go live when probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. Give the day, see what happens throughout the day. But as the ideas drop to me, I tend to write them down. And when that dog chased me, I didn't think I was going to talk about it today because I was so flustered. But it was when I was talking to my kids about what happened. I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to talk about. That damn dog. Anywho, thank you for listening.